Receiving simulator transmission. Uploading transmitted feed. Initializing playback sequence. Log execute.
Hey everyone, Seipher here, and welcome back to Seipher Plays Pokemon Fire Red Nuzlocke. In the last episode, we defeated our rival, got through a bit of Nugget Bridge, took on the gym, and got the Cascade badge. In this episode, we're going to be continuing on through Nugget Bridge. As you can likely see, I have changed around my team a little, just swapping out Goose for Viper, mainly because Viper has more offensive potential than Goose, since Goose was a timid nature, lowering his attack but increasing his speed. Viper here has a careful nature, which lowers his special attack but increases his special defense. Not the best nature for him, but it's decent enough. I'll mainly be leading with him right now, because we just have a few trainer battles to go through in this area, and I want to get him up there as much as I can. You might be questioning why I haven't evolved him, and the answer to that is I want to hold off on his evolution so that he can get a certain move on his own that he wouldn't learn if he evolved right away. Now, I know that I could just take my chances with having Viper fight this Mankey, but I know from experience that his shallow defenses and crits would not work out too well for me, so best to play on the safe side and have him switch train. I know that it's gonna take a bit longer to get him up to the level that I want him to, but it's either that or risk of death, and I kinda wanna see how long I can keep this deathless streak going. Okay, so now that we've made it through Nugget Bridge, we have gotten our Nugget from this guy, and of course, Team Rocket guy, okay. Trying to recruit well, I gotta admit, they do have a sound strategy of recruiting kids with gold. I mean, how many kids would turn down gold as a means of job opportunity, even if it is with a criminal organization? But I'm not going to be one of those, so let's just take this on, and immediately I have to switch, because, as I've said, all AI Ekans have Intimidate, so let's go to Poppy, because Poppy is going to be the keystone for our next gym challenge. The level cap for the next gym is 24, not much higher than where we currently are, so I've got to be a bit careful about how much I train up my team, but I should be fine. I suppose one thing that I should mention that I forgot to mention in previous episodes, between episode 3 and episode 4, I evolved Nezumi, my Rattata, into Raticate off-screen. I wasn't planning on having her be a main team member, so she and all the others that I don't think will really stick around as main team members and be more reserve members will be handled off-screen. Okay, yeah, that's bad. I'm not going to risk confusion, because I know that Nuzlocke like to do that to you. If you take the risk with confusion, you're likely going to get burned by it. I've seen many people escape punishment for attacking when confused. The major thing that comes to mind is Team 4-Star when they were in their Soul Silver Nuzlocke, where they almost had their starter die to Misty's Starmie, mainly because it had been confused and crit with an Ice Beam and survived on just 1 HP. And despite all those coins to flip, they ended up surviving. Never punished, but Anyway, so yeah, I've changed around my team, and I know that I said that we would not be catching anything this time around, mainly because I want to just get through this area, but I think I'll make this episode a bit of a longer one than normal, because there are a lot of trainers here, and I just want to get through this area as quick as I can. And having to break this up between multiple episodes would be rather annoying, so I'll do my utmost to get through here pretty quickly. Now this I'm gonna try and peck. I know that... yeah, okay. The reason I know that Mankey is physically frailer than Machop, but the level difference was closer. Sending out a rock type next, so let's just do Henry. Okay, well... oh, yeah, I probably should have done that. I just realized myself that I forgot to do one of the major things that I intended to do with this to start out, because at this point there's no real reason that I should be putting this off. As soon as this battle is over, I'm going to use the Moonstone that I've got in Mount Moon on Henry, because there's no more main water opponents that I'm worried about at this point, that I have to possibly use him as a backup. So we are going to use this Moonstone and evolve Henry. And with that, Henry has been coronated and shall become a king. Thankfully, he'll be a lot stronger, though he won't gain any ground-type moves on his own. If I wanted to... in fact, he won't really gain anything on his own now that he's evolved, save for Mega Horn at, like, level 43. So if I want to teach him some things, I'm gonna have to use TMs to round out his moveset, because, honestly, his moveset right now is okay, but it could be a lot better. Anyway, I'll be focusing on Viper now that Henry's evolved. And that's part of that right there is part of why I want to be careful with Viper, because his defenses are very butter-like. Okay, Viper, let's just... yeah, you know what, peck it. Okay, yeah, this is getting dangerous with that Leer up. Luckily, I'm faster, so we can easily manage this. I'm gonna do my best to get through this. If there are any trainers that I skip, I'm likely going to just do them off screen, just so that the flow of the video isn't interrupted by all of these battles, and we can maybe get to I suppose catching Pokemon a bit earlier than I had thought from when I spoke about it last time, because I did say I was skipping over these areas, but that was mainly because I wanted to use my Species Clause to sort of gain a bit of control and open up my options in later areas. And open up a certain option here, because I don't really think that trading out for... I don't really think that skipping a route and coming back to it later is as much cheating as some people might think. If I were to, say, use a Repel to control what I got in the area, because certain Pokemon in this area are only at certain particular levels, and thus very manageable, then I would feel a bit scummy about that, but with just this, I think I am fine. Okay, I suppose one thing to mention is Viper the level that I intend to get Viper to. I intend to get him to level 25 because that is when he'll learn Aerial Ace, a 60 power flying type move that never misses. In terms of usability, it's far better than Peck, though Peck can be a solid catching move if something should happen to Happy. But for right now, I am going to just focus on using Viper, getting him up there, and Happy's my dedicated catcher. So hopefully nothing bad happens to him. I'll try to keep him alive as much as I can, because without him, I don't really have a lot of options for easy catching. Okay, well, Happy's in, so now let's swap to Viper so that he still gets experience. Yeah, the switch training does make this take a lot longer than what I would like, but easier on me to just do this. So let's just bring in Poppy so that we don't have to have Happy take any more hits, although that's bad. Luckily, Nidoran female doesn't have a huge attack stat, so can easily tank a few double kicks, though I'm definitely going to want to heal. I suppose one thing that I should say is that I don't think Poppy's going to last beyond this next gym, and that's mainly because ground and rock types have a numerous amount of weaknesses, and while she is a good physical tank, I would say, I don't think she'll be able to work past her type. If Sturdy had its Gen 5 buff, then that would be a different story, but in this game, it's just protecting against one-hit KO moves, which, while good to protect against, I don't think any important trainer really uses them, so not the best. Anyway, with that, I think we can switch to Henry and show his new back sprite, which is pretty awesome, pretty Godzilla-like. He should have a bit more power to him now, so I should... And of course, he wants to prove me wrong by leaving him alive with a sliver. Okay, well, that's mainly on me for not having good moves at this point, but he'll get better. Okay, come on, Henry. Let's just get through this. Okay, sending out another Geodude. Just gonna send Viper back out. And I know that the switch training is probably getting on some of your nerves, but it's frankly the fastest way I can think to get Viper up to level 25 with that. Well, not 25 just yet, because I have to keep him below the level cap. Well, at or below the level cap if I don't want to have to go through the rigmarole of boxing him, unboxing him later. I suppose one idea that does come to mind for talking points would be that I don't think Tuglot is going to be remaining on the team for very long. His main usefulness is behind him, and I didn't even really need him. But he'll more than likely be like the top of the reserve members, because you never know when a fighting type could come in handy. Granted, there are several gyms in this game that resist fighting type attacks, but he could prove useful, especially since he's probably the fastest thing that I have at this point in the game. Let's try Poppy. I know that Poppy's a bit weak right now, and I don't want to risk crits, but I've gotta try something else, because I don't want Henry to just be getting all the experience. And there we go. I know at this, I'm probably worrying a little too much for level difference, but okay, and now we have a Pokemon that Viper can actually fight, so... okay, well yeah, I'm probably worrying a bit too much with level gaps this large, but I suppose with a deathless streak going as long as it has so far, I am just paranoid about keeping it going. It shouldn't be this much of an issue. Yeah, up there is another TM. I grabbed a tract earlier in Route 24, and this one is another one. I don't think that the TMs here are very useful, but certainly more so than... It's good to have options for moves that you can teach them, because I think just about any Pokemon can learn moves that are in these TMs. Oh, yeah, pretty much. Save for a track can't be learned by genderless Pokemon. And this move, while it's not the best sort of thing, it's better than nothing. It's a 70 power normal type move with a random secondary effect based on the environment called Secret Power, and it has been used before. Well, I've used it before for great effect, and I've seen it used before for great effect in Team 4 Star's Leaf Green Nuzlocke, where they taught it to their Gyarados, which they also bought from the Magikarp salesman in Route 4. Okay, well, I suppose I could say that we're getting close to the second best way that I know to grind up Magikarp at this point, if you did choose to buy it on Route 4 like I did. And that will be at the end of Route 5, which we'll be hopefully going to soon. Let's just... Okay, yeah, TM43 Secret Power, and with that, I think we're near through here. There's just one more trainer. Yeah. Okay, so I will come back to this route off screen to finish off the other trainers that I skipped, and hopefully with that in my rear view, I can focus on the main story reason of coming to this area, which, even though I skipped over the dialogue before with Blue in the last episode, we're here to see the Pokémaniac, Bill, who has a lot of Pokemon to show us on his computer, and he is the whole reason that we have a storage system for all of our Pokemon, so might as well see what he's about. And with this, I think Viper will be getting up to level 22. And I think that... Yep, I was right. He's 22 now, so we're getting close to the level cap on him, which... While I would like to get him to Fearow soon, I am going to hold myself to the level cap and just keep him as is. He might evolve off screen. I don't think, though he is better than Goose, I don't think he'll stay on the team. But anyway, now we've got something new. No person here, but we do have a Clefairy. Okay. Oh, Bill. I didn't think you were a furry, but okay, no, I'm kidding. This is clearly a parody of The Fly. I was a teenage blowfly. Okay, well, I'm going to help you run and get you back into human shape, because always good to have a favor from the guy managing the PC. Who knows, maybe he'll give me a Pokemon. Okay, well, with him cleared up, what do we get in return? Came to see your collection. And I did. I don't know why I said I didn't. And I got the SS ticket. Okay, well, that's gonna be, yep, the cruise ship in Vermilion City, the next city that we're heading to. I'll go there because there's likely something for me to do there. And now that we've made it through Route 25 and saw Bill, we can move on to the next major portion of the game, which the next story beat is actually back in Cerulean City. I didn't notice it before. Well, I didn't make note of it before, but we've got a certain someone up to no good, as you could clearly see as we were heading down from Route 25. So, let's just heal up, deal with him, and then we can hopefully catch a few Pokemon by going around. Okay, so with this, we can just head in here and we can see a police officer the police officer was guarding this place, but not anymore. And now, this Team Rocket Grunt. You're not an innocent bystander. We know that you're up to no good just by sticking around, enjoying the scene of your crime. Anyway, now let's take care of you with Viper. Okay, that's a little concerning. Please don't kill it. Okay, thank God. I probably took a bigger risk than I should have there, but I think you guys will find it more thrilling to watch than what I've had going on. I'm not going to keep Viper in against this Drowsy because of it, though, so let's just swap in, I guess, yeah, let's swap in Happy, make it a bit easier on him to, well, a bit easier on me to deal with him. I don't really have anything that's good for dealing with psychic types. I mean, Viper oh, right, has insomnia, can't put it to sleep. Alright then, let's use Poison Powder then, make it a bit quicker to take care of you. I do have Pursuit on Viper, which is good against psychic types like Drowsy, but, well, between Viper's nature being minus special attack and Viper himself not having a naturally high base special attack stat, it's not really the best option. So I'll definitely need to come up with something else to deal with psychic types. Luckily, I do have a few ideas in mind, and one of which that I might be able to guarantee. Well, not really guarantee, because you can never manage to guarantee anything with regular Pokeballs, just the Master Ball, which you only get one of. TM28, that's Dig. 80 power, at least in this Universal Pokemon Randomizer. Updating the moves to Gen 5. If you're playing at regular Gen 3, it's 60 power, so not the best, but decent enough. Though it does take 2 turns to attack. And it does have the added benefit of basically functioning as an escape rope if you're in any cave or dungeon. At least I think it works in most dungeons. But yeah, with that, we now have the way clear, and I'm going to swap Happy to the lead. Because, as I said, he's our catcher, and I want to lead with him, because we're now in Route 5. There are 2 Pokemon that I can catch here, and depending on it, okay. This is the one that I was hoping to catch on this route. Now, I don't know if this will work, because... Okay, it does work. I guess that's Gen 6. In Gen 6 forward, powder moves don't work on grass types anymore. I don't really get it myself, but it does make this instance a bit easier to get this Oddish. And I do have a name in mind for this guy, and he's pretty strong, so he might join the team right away. I don't really find grass types all that useful, but this guy could be at least somewhat useful. And we got him, thankfully. It is getting a bit harder to catch these things in one Pokeball without damaging them. I mean, sleep does help a lot, but we could definitely use something a bit stronger. That being said, Warren is now on our team, and we can continue on. So we can move on. I would, if I had gotten the other Pokemon here, I would go through to the next area, but for now, I think I'll go up top to Route 24 and 25 and see what I can get. This building right here that I'm standing in front of is a daycare. This is where you'll want to train your Magikarp. You won't get any EVs from it, but it is an easy way to get the level up to the point that Magikarp can actually fight back and start gaining EVs on its own. I don't know why I'm doing this, but I feel like healing just because. And then after that, we will head back up to Route 24 and see what we can catch. With Oddish out of the way, there are only 3 Pokemon that we can catch, and of them, one in particular is my main target, but if I don't get it on this first route, I am going to see what I catch between the other 2. Okay, no, thankfully I got the Oddish on Route 5, so we can just keep looking. And, okay, not what I was hoping for, but solid enough. I can just sleep powder it down, and let's see. I don't really have a name for you in mind, but with that squared away, I think I am going to just end the episode after this, after I catch this. So, let's see here, what to name you. I'll likely grind him off screen and get a certain someone else up to snuff, but for now, should I guess I'll just go with a Marvel reference. No, too long. Okay, well then, I'll just go with something that really doesn't fit. Killer. Okay, Killer. With that, I believe I will end this episode here. So, thank you all for watching. Until next time, stay gold.
Playback sequence terminated. Transmission disconnected.